Hey, how's it going? I wanted to do a quick video about agencies because I think a lot of our friends out there on YouTube are starting to look into agency work. Now, what is agency work? Well, an agency is like a company that does a lot of advertising and gets a lot of phone calls for a lot of people looking for bands or DJs or clowns or magicians, whatever you can think of, and then they book talent. So let's say that I was your agent. I would attend a lot of major trade shows. I would have a yellow page ad. I would be somebody that people knew they could come to if they needed any kind of entertainment. Now let's say that someone called me and said, yeah, I'm looking for a DJ for my party. I could say, okay, great, I know a guy, and he's available, and I could book you. You wouldn't even have to talk to the client. I could just book you. And what do I get? 20% of the cut. Now that's pretty typical. Some agencies charge more. I was working with an agency for a while that did 33%, and the work was not like high-paying work in the first place, so it was ridiculous. But hey, having said that, when you're hungry, you got to work somewhere. So that's what an agency is. You use your own equipment, and you go out as yourself. Typically, you don't go out as the big dog agency. You go out as whoever you are, and you represent yourself. The agent just booked the gig for you. Now, I like agency work, and the reason I like it is, well, they take care of a lot of the dirty work for me. A lot of people say, ooh, 20%, that's pretty heavy. Well, not really when you think about it. A good agency will attend all the bridal shows. They'll know all of the hotels. They'll know all of the food and beverage people at these hotels. They'll know, most of the people who are doing the festivals in your area. They'll be well known. They'll have a big yellow page ad, and they'll get a lot of phone traffic. If you went out and you tried to get the same kind of traffic going on with your business, you'd go broke. You wouldn't be able to handle that advertising budget. So that's why I like an agency. They book it for me, and I go. And they take their 20%. Those are some of the advantages of an agency. Here are some disadvantages, or one particular disadvantage of agency work. When you work with an agent, opposed to being a single op mobile system, what you've just done is you've given the client a third party to bitch to if they didn't like something. You've opened up a complaint department. So let's say that you book a wedding on your own, and you go and do it, and everything goes real nice. Maybe sometime in the night, I don't know, one of your CDs started skipping, but no big deal. You got over it, and everybody had a good time. And the client goes home and watches the videotape on Sunday with the whole family, and they look at that and say, oh, that CD was skipping. That's not good. That's not a good thing at all. If it was your gig, they probably wouldn't call you and complain about it. But seeing how there's an agent, a third party to bitch to, sometimes they call. And when they do, it makes you look bad. So, some of the disadvantages of agencies. It happens to me sometimes. Not often. I usually try to cover my tracks best I can. At the end of the night, I'll tell, and here's a tip if you're working with agencies. At the end of the night, they'll come up and, we'll talk, and they'll say, hey, that was great. You did a great job. And I'll say, you know what you could do for me if you really enjoyed it? You could call the agent on Monday and tell them what a great time you had. Well, that's cool because it covers your butt. They're already thinking, oh, yeah, we told them that we'd tell the agency that they had a great time. We had a great time because we really did. And makes you look really good for the agent. So next time work comes along, they say, hey, you know what? This, DJ XYZ has had some really nice phone calls from clients saying how much they enjoyed his work. Maybe we should send him out on these other gigs that we're getting in. Maybe we should give him most of the work. Here's another agency tip for you. Instead of going and working for a DJ agency, try this. Go work for just a general entertainment agency. And best, if you could find an agency that is more of a band agency. I work with an agency. They're like my main people now. I used to have, last year I was working with 5 different agents. Not anymore. I've got one agent that I really like, and I work with them all the time. What I really like about them is there's not a DJ working at the agency in the office. There is a drummer and a band working there, and you better believe when somebody calls and asks for a band, he's going to try to hustle his own band before he hustles anybody else's band. Well, same thing with DJ agencies. If, let's say that, I don't know, DJ Omega, let's say that he had an entertainment agency, he's going to try to book himself before he books anybody else. So if you get into an agency that's primarily band and there's no DJs working in the office, and that's in my opinion the best way you can go. And someone who's taking a fair percentage and generating the type of work that's commanding the 20% that they're taking in. Because they do a lot for that money, really. Do a lot of advertising, take care of paperwork, and help you out, keep you on your toes, make calls, remind you of things. I need that because, well, I'm pretty busy with YouTube videos and everything else. But anyway, quick word about agencies. A bit of a ramble, sorry about that, but I just wanted to throw this video up. And I shouldn't say this, but there are going to be some big announcements soon with me, and nothing bad, all good stuff. But I'm going to make some big announcements pretty soon, hopefully this week yet. So there you have it. Any questions, feel free to ask, practice, and enjoy.